right, so let's start off with the next weapons that we're going to talk about that are very good in the current state of the game. And like as you get closer to end game, the As-val and the VSS, these rounds are insane, right? So these guns are actually designed for close quarters. I know that they say that the VSS is a sniper rifle, and it's very accurate. These guns are very accurate, low recoil. They will shred your opponents, right? Anyone in level 5 armor or lower is basically good game, right? That's just the way it is. As you see these numbers right here, their accuracy goes up as well as the recoil, but the recoil doesn't matter. There's no recoil. If you guys have used this gun, you understand that there's no recoil really to this. So your SP6 and your 7 and 9, the only difference in these is that the 7 and 9 has a little bit more accuracy, which, to be fair, guys, doesn't matter. Once again, you're only engaging targets within 50 meters with these guns. If you're shooting at people past 50 meters, these rounds are actually going to go up and above their heads. So if you're shooting at someone that's 100 yards out, if you're not aiming for the lower part of their rib cage, you're not aiming here, stomach area, rounds are going to go over their head. It's going to impact over their head if you're aiming high chest, because it has like a foot rise past 100 meters. Within even 25 to 30 meters, there's about a 6-inch rise with these rounds, right? And that's just the way the gun is in the current state of the game. And this is patch 1.2. So these rounds are the most effective rounds that you can use for your As-vals and your VSSs, right? So once again, very effective. The SP6, 7, and 9 will require 1 to 3 rounds to the chest before it starts to penetrate and destroy their chest piece, their arms, and all that stuff. And once again, you have to remember, every round in this game has a chance to hit the arm. So even though you're aiming center mass, this slows down your time to kill. And that's why you effectively want to aim for the head with all weapons that I'm mentioning in this current guide on how to use this ammo. All right. Let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, so we're going to do a review on the best ammo types for 5.45 by 39. Now, when you start out in this game, there's going to be a plethora of these weapons everywhere. They're strewn about everywhere in Tarkov. You can find ammunition for these weapons everywhere as well. BS and the Ingolnik are your best rounds for this weapon. You'll also find a ton of BT ammo laying around as well. BT is only good if you're going for headshots. BT does work versus level 4 armors like your chest pieces, but once you start to run into players who are heavily geared with level 5 armor, you're going to run into even more problems, because you go from shooting people, a couple times in the chest to kill them, to basically putting somewhere around 5 to 9 rounds in them just to destroy their armor, and then it's all luck from there, right? Because depending on what armor you're wearing and what ammo your opponent's using, BT is not going to have a fast enough time to kill if you're aiming center mass. Now your BS and your 7N39 are going to be, like I said, premium rounds. The Ingolnik will shred level 6 armor. Not very many people are wearing it, but you have guys who are like me who are wearing the Zuck armors, and that basically you're guaranteed to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a fast fire rate weapon. If you're aiming center mass, 100%. Done. These weapons also do not have much recoil as well. They're very manageable recoil-wise. As long as you're not using the AK-74Us, my least favorite gun out of all the 74s, just because of how much recoil it has. I'm sure you can get that down quite a bit, but it's not one of my favorites. Once again, my favorite is the 7.62 by 51, but we'll go into that in a second. The next types of rounds we're going to talk about right now are your 5.56. Now this is for your M4s, your HKs. Your go-to rounds for this are going to be, for the best, your premium rounds are M995. Those are currently going for around 14 American dollars at this point now. And in my opinion, M995 is not worth it for the value you spend for it. However, if you want to kill people and ensure that you kill people, M995 is your go-to round. A lot of players that I kill nowadays are rocking the next two levels of ammo, which is your M856A1, and then it's the M855A1. The M855A1 is the second best for 5.56. 5.56 weapons currently are almost zero recoil. I mean, you can get the recoil down to 35. Pretty unrealistic if you ask me, but hey, it's whatever. The trade-off though is 5.56 just does not do enough damage to kill people fast, right? So if you're engaging someone long range, full auto, or even if you're single shotting, you are going to have to put anywhere between 3 to 4, maybe even 5 shots into somebody before you can kill them. And that is why I kind of stay away from 5.56, because full auto is a bad habit in this game. It always has been. It always will be, unless you're within 30 meters. That's just the same thing, same application in real life. Even at 30 meters, it's pushing it. It's full auto is mainly for suppressing people. You know what I'm saying? It's not for actually, engaging people at distance. It makes no sense that I see people do it here, but it is a video game. But just to let you know, a majority of the people that I kill in most of the gunfights, I'm in with them because I currently use a lot of Zuck armor, which is level 6, high mobility armor. The only time these people typically will kill me is if they catch me slipping to the point of I'm not paying attention, or they get a good headshot. And headshots, 100% way to go in this game, guys. Can't emphasize it enough. The next caliber I want to talk about is going to be your 7.62 by 39. Now, this is your standard AK rounds. I fucking love this. In real life, I own one myself. I fucking love it. I'm a fan. I will say that early on, this is the gun I would go to when I'm, before I could afford to run the M80 rounds for like your FALs and your M1As. The primary weapon I was using was the AKMs and Vepers. I didn't use the AKMs because of the ability to full auto. Full auto with an AKM, in my opinion, is not worth it past 5 meters, right? It's for extreme close quarters because they have a lot of recoil. However, with the AKMs and the Vepers single fire, you're on average with PS rounds, you're on average going to drop a player with a level 4 helmet. If not first shot to the face shield, or 2 to 3 shots to a level 4 helmet. If they're wearing a level 3 helmet, it's 100% done. PS ammo just goes right through level 3 like butter. BP is a really good round because 7.62 39 BP actually has it's got 5 for penetration. Look at this. This is insane. 5 for penetration is crazy. So you're basically putting anywhere from 4 to 5 rounds into someone who's wearing Gen 4 armor, and they're done. Or even Tactics. It could be 4 rounds for Tactic because these are also high damage rounds. Look, 58 damage, insane. You're one-shotting pretty much all level 4 helmets. I've been unlucky a few times. I've had ricochets, but it's very rare, guys. Very, very rare. Your SKSs, it's another gun I love to use with 7.62 by 39. Sometimes when I'm bored, I will run 7.62 weapons just because, the AKMs and SKSs, because they're very lethal. They're like extremely lethal weapons, and they're a force to reckon with, in my personal opinion. Now we're going to talk about the 7.62 by 51 NATO. All right, guys. So the only rounds I recommend to use with your FALs, your MDR, your 308 MDRs, your SR25s, your RSASs. RSAS is my new favorite marksman rifle, by the way. I'm really liking the mods that you can put on these weapons. The ergonomics are insane. Recoil is freaking off the charts. I typically like to single fire because single fire for me is much more accurate, and it's pretty accurate for everybody, I think. And it really lets you understand what you're doing wrong, right? My go-to round is always going to be M61. I pay premium, $9 to $10 per round because it takes 2 rounds to the chest. If you're not hitting arms and stomach, if you're not hitting those 3 areas, you will drop someone in 2 shots to the chest. And it's 100% to the head, 100% you're going to kill someone with M61. M62 is a step down from M61. Now, M62 is a green tracer round. The disadvantage to the green tracer round is just that. It is a tracer round. And with tracer rounds, you give away your position. So a lot of times people can hear where you're firing from, but they can't see you. Tracer rounds will give them a direct location of where you're shooting them from. However, with tracer rounds, with point fire, they aren't as bad, right? Because you can also see where your rounds are flying to, which is kind of cool. At this point in the game, I would say pick your own poison when it comes to which one of those 2 rounds to use. M62 is half the price of M61, but I'm a solo player, so most of the time I would prefer to stick and move to a new location and then keep harassing my opponents. And that's what I do with these rounds. When I'm first starting out, when I get to like level 30, I think it's 2 with Peacekeeper, we move on to the M80 round. M80 is a very strong choice because it one-shots people who aren't wearing any armor. If you're not wearing any armor, you hit someone's center mass, chest, it doesn't hit their arms, it will one-shot them. If you're hitting arms, chest, like arm, it's going to take 4 hits to kill the person in the arms. And I've come across this. It's taken me 5 or 6 shots as well with M61 to scavs legs. You know what I'm saying? So leg and arm meta is not a real thing. All right, guys, you have to hit the vital organs to kill people in this game. Head, chest. Head should always be priority. Your first shot should always be an attempt to kill someone in the head. Just my personal opinion. So the next round we're going to go over right now is the 7.62x54. Now this is your Dragunovs, your SV98s, your Mosin rifles. The best 3 rounds you would think would be the best 3 rounds would be the ones that pen all the way up to 6, right? This would be your 7BT1, your SMB, your 7N37. However, this isn't the case for these rifles because majority of the time you're going to be running across players who aren't armored or are using low value armor like level 4. Level 4 armor is typically what most people will use, right? Because it's cheap, it's affordable, it saves you for 1 or 2 hits. The problem with that armor and this ammo is that this ammo usually will require 2 hits to kill a person. And that's because this ammo is rated for under 80 damage to the thorax or your chest, like flesh damage. 80 damage is what it takes to kill a person in the chest in Tarkov. And the best round in this game for this rifle, these rifles, this caliber is going to be your 7N1 because it does 86 damage to flesh. It also has 100% pen level 4 armor. All right, guys. With this type of round, it doesn't matter if it takes 2 hits to anyone, level 5 to level 6 armor, right? If they're level 6 armor, with this type of round, it's going to take about 3 to 4, maybe 5 shots because it's rated at a 4. However, most people you run into in the game are going to be around level 5 armor. Not a lot of people want to spend 250k for Zuck armor or 350k for Ford armor. So in the current meta of the game, and actually just in general, if you're trying to run budget builds, the Mosin, the 7N1 is going to be your go-to. You're going to one-tap every scav you run across. You're going to basically go through every helmet you come across, except sometimes you might get unlucky with the Altons, but generally it will go through the Altons. But that's my review on the ammo and why a lot of you guys may be failing is because you're using the wrong ammo types. All right. And hopefully this is going to help you guys. And if any of you have any comments or questions, or if you can feed me back any info that you may know or any type of rounds you prefer and why, please let me know. If I've forgot to mention something, also make sure you leave a comment about that. I just want to make these videos to be able to send to people when they complain about why they're not killing people, mostly, right? Because the biggest part of this game is educating other people on how to play it, right? And a lot of people don't understand all of these ballistics. They want to argue different things, but in the current state of the game, these are the rounds that are going to help you succeed. And I hope that each and every single one of you, if you make it to this far in the video, I hope that you can hit a like for me. And if you dislike it, let me know why you don't like these videos. With that, I'm going to let you guys go. Hopefully you have a wonderful evening, and I will catch you all in the stream.